KOMO4's John Flick is live near Olympia where students honored their friend. John?
Yeah, and right after school let out today, a lot of the students came to this spot behind me here. You see some of the flowers. There's also a balloon over there. Past that, you see the crumpled fence. That's where the wreck happened. Fellow students gather at a roadside memorial, leaning on each other for comfort as they stand so close to the crumpled fence where William crashed his car.
They were doing at least 60. They may have been going faster.
Hi, I'm Caytlin Johnston. Thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video today because I'm here to talk to you about something that's very important to me. In 2010, I lost my older brother William in a high-speed car crash. He was going about 65 miles per hour on a curvy road. Someone pulled out in front of him, he swerved, lost control, and hit a telephone pole and ran through a brick and iron fence. The police said he was going about 65 miles per hour when contact was hit. When his car spun, the impact of the spinning ripped his heart from one side to the other, causing him to die immediately. The two others that were in the car with my brother made it out with no injuries, but his best friend Forrest had a concussion. At around 6:50 p.m. that night, my dad picked me up from gymnastics. My brother wasn't answering his phone, and by this time he was supposed to be on his way home from a volleyball game. My dad started to get a bad feeling, so we drove on the roads my brother would have been driving back home on. While doing that, we came across a blocked road due to a car accident. We told the police officer our situation. The police officer asked my dad some questions, went down to the accident, and came back to let us through. We asked about the severity of the accident, and they informed us a young male with red hair had passed away. At this moment, no matter how in denial I was, I knew I lost not only my brother, but my best friend. While on the scene, I saw them putting my brother in the body bag. Speed is a serious issue, and I know you wouldn't want you or anyone else to die because of a stupid decision that could have been prevented.
I'm Gary Warnock, Thurston County Coroner. On October 19, 2010, William Johnston was killed in a high-speed crash. He had just turned 18 years old. Will lost control of his vehicle on Hawks Prairie Road, first hitting a power pole and then into a fence. The Washington State Patrol concluded that speed was a factor in the crash. His two passengers sustained only minor injuries. As coroner, I'm here to tell you that the least of your concerns is getting a ticket or a bump in insurance. Motor vehicle crashes are preventable, and the leading cause of death among U.S. teens is traffic fatalities. That's right, they are preventable. Slow down, always wear a seatbelt, and stay focused. Keep distractions like your phone at bay. Caytlin won't ever get Will back. She lost her best friend and brother. A ticket can be paid. Insurance rates will go back down. There is no last conversation, no final hug or high five. A second chance is what everyone would take, but that's the ultimate sacrifice. No second chances. We know you think you're invincible, and that would never happen to you, but that's it. No one ever thinks it will be them. Will didn't either.
My name is Officer Kory Pearce. I'm with the Olympia Police Department, and I'm currently assigned to the traffic unit. So you have your driver's license. That's the first sign of independence and freedom of being a young adult. You no longer have to rely on your parents, your friends, or ride the big yellow bus to school. I hope you understand that it is a privilege and not a right to have your license, and that you understand the responsibilities that go along with that. Each day on your way to school, you're going to be in that school zone, as am I. Your main goal is to get to school. My main goal is to ensure that you get there safely, along with everybody else. Let's just say that you're running late to school and you realize that you forgot your sweatshirt. Maybe you forgot your homework, and you can't be late for school, right? Well, did you know that we have a zero tolerance for speeding within the school zone? The speed limit for all school zones is 20 miles an hour when children are present, except for your high schools where the 20 mile per hour applies all day, 7 a.m. to 3:30 in the afternoon, because students can enter and leave throughout the course of the day. When children are present, that means if there is one child in the school zone or on the sidewalk 24 hours a day, you can drive no faster than 20 miles an hour. At that speed, it will take only 35 to 40 seconds to drive through the school zone. Let's talk about the fines for speeding in a school zone. 1 to 5 miles an hour over the posted speed limit within a school zone, $214. 6 to 10 miles an hour over the posted speed limit, $234. These fines cannot be reduced. What's the logic behind the slower speeds in a school zone? Well, if a vehicle hits a pedestrian driving 15 miles an hour, most pedestrians will survive that crash with only minor injuries. At 25 miles per hour, almost all crashes result in severe injuries, and roughly half are fatal. At the 40 mile an hour mark, 90% of all crashes are fatal. Speeding is a factor in more than half of the fatal crashes with a teen behind the wheel. Research has shown that teens don't drive safely for fear of crashing, but rather for fear of getting a ticket. Getting a speeding ticket for just 20 miles an hour over the posted speed limit could result in a substantial increase in your premiums for your auto insurance. Please slow down and save lives.
Hi, my name is Larson and I'm part of the Thurston County Target Zero team. Teenage brains really are wired differently. More specifically, their frontal lobes aren't fully connected yet. The nerve cells that connect teenagers' frontal lobes with the rest of their brains are sluggish because teens are missing some of that fatty coating called myelin, or white matter. Grown folks have plenty of myelin, which is the insulation on an electrical wire. It's myelin that helps keep communication between parts of the brain running smooth as traffic on a Sunday morning. So when it's absent, it's a recipe for trouble. Teens lack the insight that adults have about how their behaviors affect others around them. Teenagers just don't seem surly and self-centered. Their brains actually make them so. So whether that means ignoring dangers of reckless or distracted driving, or plain not thinking about the consequences of speeding, the cards are stacked against teens in their very makeup. Teens are social creatures. When we give them a phone and the ability to text, they just can't resist. More than 75% of today's teens have a cell phone. 1 in 3 of them reports texting more than 100 times per day, and many teens send more than 3,000 texts per month. Add distracted driving and speed together, and you will be putting your life at serious risk. 41% of America's teens reported that they had texted or emailed while driving. That, of course, is just the numbers of teens admitting to the bad habit. Meanwhile, 56% of teens say that they talk on the phone while driving. Talking on a cell phone will double the likelihood of an accident and will slow a young driver's reaction time down to that of a 70-year-old. Another social problem presented to teenage drivers? Peer pressure. Less than half of teens said that they would definitely speak up if someone were driving in a way that scared them. Slow down, stop texting, and speak up.
We're all in this together. Speeding is still a very serious issue that took away my brother Will, and I wouldn't want any of you to lose a loved one. Slow down and save lives.